The break is presented by Browning Trail Cameras. You've got to see this. Closed captioning is brought to you by iScope. This week on The Break.
Jeremiah Kohlfeld is a new team member of the break, but he's been involved with the break for several years as a pro staff member of Indian Creek Shooting Systems. Indian Creek is known for wreaking havoc on turkey heads, which Jeremiah has done his fair share of, but after this episode, he could be referred to as the deer slayer.
I think that's my big buck, Chief.
Jeremiah Kohlfeld is a staff member for Indian Creek and is known for turkey hunting. It seems his daughter Mallory is prepared to carry on the family tradition.
Taking Mallory out for her second turkey hunt. She killed one in northern Missouri last year, so we're going to stay closer to home this year and see if we can find one. I went out yesterday morning and put the blind up, and it's in a good spot, a spot where turkeys usually are, and got it in tight with the roost. His head. Yes. Wait. All right, if you're honest. Okay. Wait. Now, on the head, shoot him. Yeah. Shoot him. Smoked him. Nailed it. Smoked him.
Well, here we are in the best possible position you could ever be in. Had my daughter out here, second morning of youth season. Gobbler finally made his way out. Mallory, she was calm and cool. I think she was the best one in the blind. So we finally broke and came in, and she put a hurting on him with the old Indian Creek.
Mallory's tagged out. Now it's Jeremiah's turn to hunt, which is slow to develop because of all the hens.
we are in southeast Missouri, and we just knocked another big old gobbler out. It probably took close to 45 minutes to cover 300 yards. He was very cautious. Finally hit him pretty hard with a couple cuts and aggressive yelping, and that comboed with the decoy. He finally had enough and covered the last 100 yards in probably 30 seconds or whatever.
Jeremiah is a turkey slayer, but after his 2017 deer season, he may now be known as the Deer Slayer.
For as long as I can remember, the Browning name has meant something to people in the outdoors. So when I went looking for a trail camera that I could depend on, there was only one name that came to mind: Browning Trail Cameras. So if you're looking for a trail camera that's easy to use, is unbelievably reliable, and takes amazing pictures and videos, there's only one brand that I trust: Browning Trail Cameras.
Browning Speed combines advanced fabrics, tailored fit, and innovative camouflage. Hunt harder, faster, and stronger than ever. Speed, killer clothing.
This segment of the break is brought to you by HHA Sports.
It's Jeremiah Kohlfeld here, and I'm in southeast Missouri. It's the last weekend of August, and I'm doing a little food plotting today. We just dissed this plot, so the next step I'm going to go get fertilizer, put it down, and then I'm going to hook the tiller up, till this thing, get the fertilizer worked in, and then we'll get the seed and put it on. Just doing some buck oats here, and I'm going to put a little rape seed over the top of it. And then I'll get the cultipacker and roll it in after I'm done. There's plenty of moisture here in the dirt, so I think it's going to come up pretty quick. I got a stand right there, and then this limb, in the past, they've always made scrapes under. So what I'm going to do here, I don't know, maybe 1st of October, I'll put a scent dripper here and get it going, and then put a camera on this and see what's coming in. This plot here, I killed a 155-inch 9-pointer last year right off it. It's always been a good spot. There's a lot of bedding around here. There's ag fields out there. So this is kind of a little, I don't know, like an intersection where they come. Bucks are always in here, you know, checking for does and stuff. So hopefully it works. We will find out.
Well, here we are. It's the last week of September in Missouri, and it's finally somewhat tolerable to get in a stand. It's been low 90s since September 15th to now. The first doe that comes by is in big trouble because I've got an itchy trigger finger. Well, that didn't take long. We've been here maybe 10 minutes and just had 2 does and 2 fawns come by. And they're still right over here feeding around, so they're going the opposite way. I thought they would. But they might mill around and still make their way out here yet, so just hang tight. First week of October. It's October 8th. It's still really warm. It's just been hot, dry. This food plot here I'm hunting by is supposed to be alfalfa, but it never came up, so I got a
some bedding area to the east here. They bed in it like crazy, and then they move through this food plot usually and head out here to this. There's ag fields 200-300 yards away. So anyway, we got a strong east wind, which is rare for us, and I figured I'd just climb in this stand and see what happens.
There's a little more doe management. I didn't even see two button bucks walked right under me, and she finally came out following them, so had a little struggle getting the camera on her. This is kind of tough, filming yourself. This is my first year doing this, so getting some practice in on these does, but we've got a lot of them here, and we need to shoot some, so, and we enjoy the meat. So anyway, we'll give her a few minutes, and I'll probably get down and go get her. I couldn't get the camera on her, but she died out in this CRP field. So.
Our veterans and those currently serving have selflessly volunteered for duty and risked their lives for the benefit of all Americans. With this in mind, the Niestedt Foundation was established to show gratitude for these individuals by providing the opportunity to participate in unbelievable outdoor experiences. Each event we organize is strongly rooted in our 4 guiding principles: respect, integrity, connecting individuals, and empowerment. Visit Niestedt.org to discover how you can create a brighter America for those who have sacrificed so much.
This segment is brought to you by Bison Coolers.
Mallory Kohlfeld here. Second and final day of Missouri's first youth season. Yesterday we had some just awesome action. We were loaded up with deer right away in the morning, and then in the evening we had, 7 different bucks, so it was crazy. Just never could quite make it happen, and never seen a buck we really wanted to shoot. So we're back at it again this afternoon, and we're gonna see what happens. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Got him.
You dropped it in its tracks, dude. How's that for some shooting? You did it. Dropped it in its tracks. Were you nervous?
A little bit.
We just took out a big old Missouri doe. We've got a strict management program on this farm, and we just like to take out a lot of does and let some bucks walk, and we seen a lot of deer yesterday. Got back in here this afternoon, and we decided the first doe that came out was gonna get it. So Mallory just put a good shot on one, so we'll go get down and get it.
We didn't have much of a tracking job on this one, did we?
Nope.
One shot, one kill. That's how we do it.
Okay, that was him.
Jeremiah has done his share of doe management. He took Mallory, she's tagged out. Now he can focus on the buck that he's monitored all summer with his Browning trail cameras, Chief.
Jeremiah Kohlfeld here in southeast Missouri. It's October 30th finally, so it's go time now. We've got temperatures probably 10 to 15 degrees lower than the average for this time of year. Just noticed when I got this stand, there's a scrape down there that's brand new, haven't seen it before. We've got pictures of a big buck right in this area, so that's what we're after. I'm putting doe management on the back burner and time to go after the big boys.
It's November 1st. The weather's awesome. It's like 10 degrees below normal averages. And it's go time, man. We're finally got the right wind to sit this spot, and I've been kind of waiting. Got a lot of trail cam pictures of a target buck that I'm after in here. So you never know, tonight could be the night.
It's November 3rd. It couldn't be any more awesome. I got wind in my face, exactly what this stand was set up for. I've got a huge community scrape, 30 yards over there. Got a Browning trail camera on it. The bucks have been hammering it hard. It's just right on that verge where they're out really seeking that first doe that comes into estrus. So, and then over to my left, I got a little bitty, just a micro plot of buck oats just to try to suck a few more does in here. But this is a main travel corridor between thick bedding area. Really all around this bedding area, but there's some really good stuff.
Breaking daylight, November 6th. It's prime time, and we're up in the tree ready to go. We're sitting in a little travel corridor in some thick cover, and I've had a lot of pictures of a big shooter buck coming into that about every 3 or 4 days. Nothing in daylight yet, but I just really feel that it's a matter of time till he comes through here during the day. So if this wind holds out, I'm gonna spend, it's supposed to be north wind for 3 or 4 days. I'll probably be in here every day, all day, until I run out of time or I kill him. So anyway, just plan on logging some major hours in the stand this week, going after this deer.
Banks Outdoors is the place that connects family.
Oh my God. Thank you. Yeah. That was unreal.
This is the place that connects friends.
Yeah, bro, you did it. What a phenomenal story.
This is the place that brings excitement.
3, bro.
Most importantly, this is the place where memories are made.
Buddy. Dad, I will never forget this moment.
Neither will I, buddy. Neither will I.
Why do I shoot in Indian Creek?
He's deader than a hammer. Indian Creek once again.
The break is also brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Just had an awesome encounter in here with a deer. We kind of call him One Eye. Every trail cam picture he has looks like he only has one eye, but he's definitely a mature 8-point buck, just not the one we're looking for today. There's a big 11-pointer been using the same area. This deer here, I've never had a daylight picture of him yet in this spot, so they're up and on their feet and moving. That other buck hadn't been gone a minute, and I heard something behind me, a grunt. That deer's still down there. grunt behind me. I look to my left and hear this. He should be an 8-pointer, but it appears he doesn't have any brow tines. He's wide. Tines aren't that long, but a nice deer. I'd be crazy to let both them bucks walk, but I'm after this one deer, and it'll probably be him or nothing unless another giant pops up, but I think I'm in the right spot.
It's the morning of November 7th. We're back in the same stand I was in yesterday. Had a really great encounter with probably a 4.5-year-old 8-pointer we call One Eye. Came right back in here today. We're going to sit all day and see what happens.
Opening day of Missouri's firearm season, and got a few does out here moving around already, so we're still in pursuit of a buck I call Chief. I took this whole previous week off to bow hunt, and I bow hunted him hard. No sightings. Disappeared from all our cameras, so I was getting a little worried. I did run into about every other buck that we had pictures of except for him, but had an awesome week. Had a lot of chasing activity. It seemed to ramp up yesterday, so hopefully that carries over today. We just got to put in the time and hopefully have a really good encounter with them.
I think that's my big buck, Chief. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. It just happened so quick. Dropped him in his tracks. Been hunting hard for, I don't know, 9 days straight now, and finally caught up to him. If it's not him, that's cool too, because he's a old mature buck, and that's the goal. So I'm gonna get down and go check him out. Here we are behind a buck I've called Chief. I've been following this deer all summer. Got the first trail cam pictures in early July, and we're getting camera pictures of this deer every 2 weeks, something like that. But since right before the youth season here in Missouri, we haven't had a picture of him at all. And I took this prior week off and bow hunted hard, put over 50 hours and almost sat almost all day, every day for 5 or 6 days straight. Sat all day yesterday, no sign, and then this morning there he just pops out of nowhere. So I had to keep the faith and knew he was still around, but it just makes the months and months of hard work that go into getting a deer, mature deer like this. It's just food plots and stand hanging and trail cameras and all that goes into it. It's just a lot of work, but it's awesome. The payoff is awesome. So I couldn't be happier.